Hi guys, I'm Eileen. Today, I want to share with you the luxury handbags I might consider selling. Currently, I have 10 luxury handbags and 1 designer clutch bag. I would say I'm fairly happy with my collection, even though there are a few pieces that I've not been reaching for as much. You guys know I'm really into curating my wardrobe anyway, so I have been considering to downsize a bit more. So when Isabel tagged me to do this video, I thought it was the perfect time to have a good look at my collection and see what I might potentially let go of in the future. So this tag is about the 5 luxury handbags you would keep and the other 5 that you would sell if you need the cash desperately. It might be a family emergency or a business venture, or you just want the money for travel. Again, I have 11 pieces in my collection, so doing this will basically halve my entire collection. It might be a bit drastic, but I think it really gave me an idea about what I truly love. Besides, I thought it's about time I gave you an update about my entire luxury bag collection. Before I get into the video, I want to share with you the new sunglasses I received from Portrait Eyewear. You guys know I'm a big sunglasses lover. In fact, for the whole of last year, I reached for my sunglasses a lot more than any of my luxury handbags because there were not a lot of social activities. I don't know about you, but on days when I don't feel like dressing up, putting on a pair of sunglasses immediately makes everything look better. So I think a good pair of sunglasses are definitely worth paying for. I've been loving these. I think they look very stylish and chic. At first, I thought they might be a bit too edgy for me, but as soon as I tried them on using the virtual try-on feature, I was sold. Now, if you're not too familiar with Portrait Eyewear, they are a luxury eyewear brand and all their pieces are handmade in Italy. I have to say I'm really impressed with the quality. First of all, they are quite lightweight, so they feel really comfortable to wear and they don't slip off my face. I also think they feel very sturdy and durable. By the way, there's no logo on any of their pieces, so if you're quite a discreet person but you don't want to compromise on quality, you need to look into this brand. I'm really excited to add these to my collection. I'm sure I'll make good use of them. In fact, before I received these, I had been wearing my first pair of sunglasses from Portrait Eyewear so much, and I'm sure you've seen them a lot on my Instagram. If you want to try out their pieces, I have a discount code for you guys for 30% off, and you can find the code in the description box down below. Now let's talk about the 5 luxury handbags I might consider selling first. The first one is this Louis Vuitton Totally in the Damier Ebene canvas. I've said many times on my channel that this makes the perfect tote bag. First of all, unlike many tote bags on the market, this comes with a zipper, so your belongings will be kept very safe. I also love that there are 2 outside pockets, and I usually keep my keys and phone in there. The Damier Ebene canvas also makes the best material for a hard-working tote bag because it's durable and waterproof. So you might wonder, why would I want to sell something that makes such a good purchase? Well, the thing is, I don't really need a tote bag anymore. When I go shopping or run errands, I usually prefer to carry something quite small. And when I travel or go to work, I also prefer something that's a bit more low-key, which is why I've been raving about my Longchamp Le Plage tote bag, which I use for work. Now, I'm not saying that I have no use for this bag at all now, but at least for my current lifestyle, this is not something I desperately need in my wardrobe. Another luxury handbag I might consider selling is the Hermes Kelly 28 Vuitton. This is in the black Togo leather and with gold hardware. This Kelly bag is a special order piece, so it does have the horseshoe stamp, which makes it even more special. When I look at this handbag, I just think it's absolutely beautiful. However, the Hermes Kelly bags can be a bit tricky to get used to. So when you open the bag will drop because of the weight, And to close it, you do have to support the bag from the bottom and make sure the key aligns with the buckle before you can close it. It hasn't completely put me off because I've kind of got used to it. However, the main reason I've thought about selling this piece is because I personally prefer the Hermes Kelly Soulier instead. The second reason is because I feel like the size 28 is a bit too big for me because I don't usually carry a lot. I've actually done a video before asking you guys if I should let this piece go, and many of you said just hold on to it for a bit longer, which I agree. I feel like because this bag is quite hard to come by, I shouldn't make a rash decision that I might regret in the future. Another designer item I might consider selling is this YSL or Saint Laurent clutch bag. This is something I've been enjoying a lot, but drastic times require drastic measures. So even though this has been a fantastic piece in my wardrobe, I also have to consider the factors of practicality and cost per wear. So first of all, I think compared to a handbag, a clutch bag is not as versatile. Secondly, I also have two other clutch bags, which should be the perfect alternatives to this piece. Both pieces are from the brand Caillou, and they are a lot more affordable than designer pieces. The first one is this clutch bag in a black color. The size is quite comparable to the YSL clutch bag, and I wear this a lot with very casual outfits. The second one is this very lovely clutch bag in a beautiful natural straw color. I think this should be perfect for the more dressy occasions. So I feel like at least for the clutch bag department, I'm pretty much taken care of with these two pieces. So it might not be ideal to sell this YSL clutch bag, but I feel like it shouldn't affect my wardrobe too much. Another luxury handbag I might consider selling is the Chanel Classic Double Flap. So mine is in the size small and is in the black caviar leather and with gold hardware. This was my ultimate dream bag when I first looked into luxury shopping. But it's also a bag I love looking at but never really reached for. It took me a while to figure this out, but I've realized that I'm not really into flat bags, and I also prefer handbags with top handles. This is why I never really get very excited when Chanel released their classic double flaps in limited or seasonal colors. Sometimes I do consider to let this piece go, but it has a very special place in my heart because my husband drove me all the way to the Chanel store to collect it after a long day of work. Another reason I'm not in a rush to sell this piece is because the price is only going up. So I bought this bag about 8 years ago at £2,500, and right now the price has gone up to over £5,000 thanks to Chanel's unbelievable price increases. So I'm quite sure if I do decide to let this piece go, I would at least not lose any money, especially because this bag is in a pristine condition. The last luxury handbag I might think about selling is the Lady Dior bag. The one I have is in the medium size and in black lambskin leather and with silver hardware. This might surprise many of you because I've spoken many times about how much I love this bag. However, if I really do have to make a choice, I would let this piece go because it's quite similar to something else I have in my collection, which I would keep. Nevertheless, I think the Lady Dior bag is very classy, beautiful and elegant, so I highly recommend it. I actually bought this bag before the Chanel Classic Double Flap because it was £500 cheaper, but as it turns out, I've actually enjoyed this bag so much more. Sadly though, Dior pieces tend to have quite poor resale value, so if I ever want to let this piece go, I might have to prepare myself for quite a bit of financial loss. Next, let's move on to the pieces I would keep, and the first one is my Hermes Birkin 25. This is a special order piece and is in the black Epsom leather and the beautiful brushed gold hardware. I feel like this bag is quite similar to the Lady Dior bag. in terms of sizes and the overall silhouette. I personally would choose the Birkin, not just because it's a Birkin, but mostly because it's so much easier to use. So as you can see, the Birkin has an open top, whereas the Lady Dior has quite a restricted opening. Now, I bought my Lady Dior bag many years ago, so it does come with the zip closure and the opening is not very generous. However, the new Lady Dior bags now come with the flap closure, which should be a lot easier to maneuver. I also love my Birkin because the Epsom leather is a lot more durable than the lambskin leather on the Lady Dior bag. Besides, this is in my favorite black and gold combination, so between the two pieces, I would definitely keep my Birkin 25. Another luxury handbag I would keep is the Hermes Kelly Soulier 25. This is in the gold on gold combination and is absolutely stunning. Between the Hermes Kelly Vuitton and the Kelly Soulier, I definitely prefer the Kelly Soulier because it looks so classy and elegant. Personally, I prefer bags with a bit of a structure and with top handles anyway, so this is certainly a keeper for me. I also love the color gold from Hermes. I think it's so timeless and easy to wear. Compared to the Hermes Birkin 25, the Kelly Soulier 25 carries a lot less, but that doesn't bother me because I don't usually carry a lot anyway. Now, if I could only keep 5 handbags in my collection, I think I'll make room for this. Even though I know it's not entirely practical, I feel like it's so beautiful to the point that it's worth making the compromise on. Another holy grail luxury handbag I would keep in my luxury bag collection is the Louis Vuitton mini palm spring backpack. I absolutely love this little bag. It's so cute, worry-free, and most importantly, it can carry a lot for such a little bag. This is actually one of my most used luxury handbags, and that for me is the definition of a good purchase. I know it's a bit of a trendy piece, but I genuinely believe that I will still love this bag even when the whole mini backpack trend is gone. To be honest, in the last few years, I've not been attracted to many Louis Vuitton handbags in the classic monogram canvas, but this bag has completely stolen my heart. The next designer handbag I would like to keep in my luxury bag collection is the Balenciaga mini city bag in black calf leather and gold hardware. I use this bag a lot for travel and running errands. I like that it looks very low-key and it's also very easy to use. So it has the very simple zip closure, and when you unzip it, the opening is very generous. I mostly carry this bag crossbody and I find the shoulder strap very comfortable, especially because it comes with a shoulder pad. So it's great if you have to carry the bag all day, for example, when you're doing sightseeing or shopping. I also love that this bag comes with 2 top handles, which I've been enjoying a lot. I bought this bag at about £780, and I remember a year and a half later, the price went up to about £1,300. I'm not quite sure if there was a very high demand for these bags at that point, but I was quite shocked to see such a huge price increase for Balenciaga. Anyway, this is one of those very easy to use and practical handbags, and I'm sure it will serve me very well for many more years to come. The last handbag I would like to keep in my luxury bag collection is the Chanel mini flap. The one I have is in the black pattern leather and with silver hardware. I think the Chanel mini flap is one of the best valued Chanel handbags. In fact, it's one of the very few Chanel handbags that's still worth buying, in my opinion, despite the very debatable Chanel price increases. I definitely use my Chanel mini flap a lot more than the classic double flap. The sizes are very comparable between the two pieces, but I just find the mini flap a lot easier to use. First of all, it comes with the single flap, so that frees up a lot of space and is also a lot easier to open and close. Secondly, the shoulder strap for the mini flap is quite a bit longer than the one on the classic flap. So I can carry this bag very comfortably crossbody. I guess the only disadvantage of having a Chanel mini flap is that you can't carry this bag using the double strap. But that doesn't really bother me because I never really carry my classic flap that way anyway. I think a Chanel mini flap is really versatile because it looks great with both casual and dressy outfit. So I think if you are planning to have a small closet, this bag is certainly worth looking into. This is the last luxury handbag in my collection, and it's the Louis Vuitton Speedy Bandolier in the damier ebene canvas, which I would really like to keep because it's so durable and practical. I remember I used to use this bag so much when I first started building my luxury handbag collection. But sadly, in the last 2 years, I've not been reaching for it as much. So this bag is in a bit of a grey area for me. I would like to keep it for practicality, but at the same time, I don't think I'll be devastated if I have to let it go. There you have it. Those are the luxury handbags I might consider selling. And it's basically a mini review of my entire luxury handbag collection. Now, again, I've been thinking to downsize a bit more, but at least for now, I think I will only let something go if something else very exciting comes along. I've had so much fun doing this tag video though, so thank you Isabel for tagging me. It really gave me a chance to look into my collection and see what I might let go of in the future. So that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to share, like and subscribe. I will see you in my next one. Have a nice day.